So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. This is the former Nittany Lion, the rookie Miles Sanders. And he'll hope that this is not a sign of what's in store as he has to fight just to get back to the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
2nd and 10 at the 38-yard line.
Go. 120. 54.
Looking to throw on 2nd down. Wentz. And complete to Zach Ertz. And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. It's a gain of 16 and an Eagle 1st down.
1st down, Philadelphia.
His position, and he's listed as a tight end, but he certainly doesn't run like one, and that's what we're seeing more and more coming into the league. Those guys who can run, make plays after the catch, and gain that additional yardage.
And using that speed there to turn it into a pretty nice little gain. And he's taken down inside the 30. 17 yards and a 1st down for Philly.
And while we're seeing more and more of these plays come from the college game into the NFL, and that one, it was run with great success, how about the evolution of the offensive linemen? We're seeing less and less big guys who can't move and more guys who are a lot more mobile and can get out in front of that type of a play.
Come on. Check.
Now this time, Wentz will throw. Going for it all. And this is caught. Touchdown, Philadelphia. In for the score as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Elliott good on the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready? 18 Gator.
And we got Mike, number 53. Mike, 53.
Hey, Orbit.
Check me out.
Let's go.
On 1st and 10, Eason. Oh, a battle for it here, and this will be caught. And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down.
1st and 10 at the 40-yard line.
On the ready.
So quickly all the way up at the 40-yard line.
Here we go, D. Get off the field.
Looking to throw. Eason. And he's got Edelman for the first time. That's complete. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. Give him 18 there and give the Vikings a 1st down.
Ready, break.
Back-to-back good plays have them on the move on 1st down.
Go on. Snap.
Here's Dalvin Cook, 3rd year back from Florida State. And he's going to be down at the 35. Gain of 7.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored gives yourself you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage. Calling no gain that time as it's going to leave them with a 3rd and about 3 to go. Back to throw. Eason. And he'll have his man. That's Edelman. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. He'll get 15 and a Vikings 1st down. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
And he's going to push his way down to about the 12. 7 yards on the pickup there, and it'll leave him with a 2nd and 3.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the Eagles' 12-yard line.
A good run got 7 on first. Here's 2nd and 3.
Watch left, watch left, watch left.
Pilot, 64, weak. Yo, cheetah.
2nd and 3. Being chased out left. And he just chucked that one out of bounds, out of everyone's reach. Maybe a wise call not to take a sack in this part of the field. It brings up 3rd down. Seventh play of the drive now as they come up on a 3rd and 3.
Ricky. Check 26, check 26. Slam.
Topper, shoot.
They'll run it. Here's Cook. And he picks up the first as he's able to take it down to the 7-yard line. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. 1st and goal and a chance to get that initial touchdown right back. Looking to throw. Eason. And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's 2nd down. They'll try again here from the 7 on 2nd and goal. Now a fake on the give here as they try the run-pass option. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown on the season as his guys are on the board here in this first quarter. Extra point up and good by Bailey. And we are tied at 7. Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line.
At their own 26-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And they had to wait a long time to get the football back. Probably not what you were hoping for when you got an offense that's humming.
Agreed. What you were looking for is the defense get the ball back pretty quickly, right? Hoping for a 3 and out. So that didn't happen. You can't yell at your D for that. They've got to take... their own business and reestablish themselves now that they're back on the field.
4 yards on the pickup. 2nd and 6 at the 30-yard line.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. To throw, it's Wentz. Flushed out right. And he's going to keep it here. And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. He'll end up getting 5 out of that, but now they're looking at 3rd down.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
Empty.
Wentz going to try and throw on 3rd. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Anthony Barr in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year. You know darn well both of these teams reviewed the film and saw that this defense had 5 sacks last week. They got to keep their QB upright.
And they're going to try their best to do exactly that. But they're facing a team where getting to the quarterback is a mindset.
Now a hit and a loose football. But this will fortunately wind up out of bounds.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. Ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
And he'll be brought down at the 50 after a gain of about 5.
I remember the first time I saw Dalvin Cook play in college. I was watching him on TV, called a scouting friend of mine and said, "Who is this guy? He's special." And he said, "Dude, you're watching a home run hitter on the field."
Yeah, he was special in Tallahassee. Left Florida State their all-time leader in rushing yards and touchdowns. These two teams all tied after 1. The Eagles call on the extra defensive back here as they prepare for a stop on 3rd down.
Hey, Haywood! Hit it.
From the gun, Eason. Eluding the pressure right. On the run, he'll let this go. He's got it at the 15. Only took him 3 plays, and they're already in the red zone, just like that.
In our pregame meeting, all they talked about was keeping him hemmed in and wanting him to make his throws from the pocket because they knew he was pretty dangerous if he got outside, and he just showed it right there. Pretty good arm, too.
Back to throw. Eason. And he'll go down. Brought down at the 20-yard line. Fletcher Cox make that now 8 sacks for him on the season.
Well, competition comes up in so many different ways, and right now, this unit, their competition is who's going to get to the quarterback the most times. Had about 5 sacks last week, and we just saw their first one of this game.
Got to assume this defense will be charging again here. It's 2nd and 15.
Pull it high. Hey, team 6. Team 6. Ready?
2nd and 15. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And it's picked up by the Eagles. And he's able to get it back to the 33-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, is going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Wentz. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. This is caught inside the 15. And he'll take it into the end zone for an Eagles touchdown. Carson Wentz with 2 first-half touchdown passes. And the Eagles have taken the lead. Elliott on for the extra point. And he's got it. It's now a 14-7 ball game.
Next to score, Eagles 14, Vikings 7.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they'll be looking to atone for last time's mistake of fumbling inside the red zone. Certainly they don't want to do that again.
And so much emphasis placed on red zone offense. I mean, you have periods devoted in practice just for that because everyone knows how vital it is to put points on the board when you've entered that part of the field. And to come away with nothing, that's difficult for a team to handle.
And difficult, and now we'll see if they can make it less difficult on themselves on this drive. They had the run for no gain. Now they'll try again from the 25 on 2nd and 10.
Bravo! Get it.
Operating from the gun. Eason over the middle, and it's incomplete. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They've got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
Into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Rodney McLeod. And his guys are going to take over at the 39-yard line. 3rd and long that time. He was trying to make something happen, but a little too risky.
Well, the field tilted on him, and what I mean by that is what you said. 3rd and long. Got to push it downfield to try and pick up the first down. Defensive backs live for this situation, and they took advantage of the young man right there.
On 1st down, Dillon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Anytime you call an inside running play, you just know there should be a lot of congestion there. You're counting on your offensive line to take control of the line of scrimmage. That didn't happen in this case, and that play got bottled up.
And he'll go down here at the 35-yard line. He gets them a little over half of what they needed. Now they're looking at a 3rd and 5.
Anytime the offense shows what they call a shot play or a chunk play where they're trying to get big yardage, sometimes people just call it gadget plays, and you hold it to a gain that we just saw there, you feel pretty good about yourself as a defense.
Now this time he'll look to throw. And he connects with Ertz. And he's able to pick up the first before he's taken down at the 27. An Eagle 1st down there. Wentz to Ertz, and the names that end in TZ.
Here we go. Ready?
59, mark the 59.
Great 57.
Check. Lucky.
Throwing on 1st is Wentz. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up 2nd down.
The positioning here is key. As a defensive back, you're taught 99% of the time, make a play on the football. But in this case, making a play on the man was all the difference. That's what forced the incompletion.
It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. And he'll be dropped at the 23 after a pickup of about 4.
And that's one of the reasons we like to blitz even on rundowns. It confuses the blocking assignments. It doesn't allow those offensive linemen to get up to the 2nd level.
Go. 280.
Check. No. I'm going to run you over.
Now Wentz on 3rd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Daniil Hunter, he's the culprit, and that is now his 13th sack of the season as his great year continues. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason.
80 weapon. Shoot.
Here's Cook as they begin on the ground. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And it'll be a 2nd and long.
Set. 60 outlaw.
Looking to throw. Eason. Looking for Edelman, and he hits him. It's complete. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down.
12 yards on the pickup. It's now 3rd and 3.
2 minutes remaining in this first half of football. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. Back to throw. Eason, and that's caught. It's Edelman again. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
60 or.
Looking to throw. Eason, and this is Cook with a grab. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. It's a 4-yard pickup, and that'll bring up second down. 4 yards on that last completion, so that sets up 2nd and 6. Off the play fake. Eason. Airing it out deep for Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's third down.
Sure, that pass was incomplete as they made an attempt to get a big one downfield. But that's okay because the second part of that is if you don't get the completion, at least you've told the defense you're trying to stretch them out a little bit, and they may have to change accordingly.
On third down, Eason. Pressure comes, and down he goes. The Eagles get there for the sack. Now the Eagles will use the second of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. This will be fielded at the 17. Nice job bringing that one back. 14 on the return. And the Eagles will have it, taking over 1st and 10. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And still plenty of time remaining here in the half, more than a minute. We'll see if they just want to protect that lead or try to add on to it.
Well, with as much time as is left on the clock, I would imagine it would be the latter. I think they're going to try and add on to it. So what they're going to tell the team is very simply, if you can get out of bounds after making a play downfield, terrific. If you can't, everyone hustle to the line of scrimmage, either run another play or clock it and start over again.
Check nickel, nickel, nickel.
Solid, solid.
41 Mike.
61, matchbox lights.
41. Hey, let's get down.
On 2nd and 7, Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half. Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
Check, 41. Hey, 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 hey. Undercrush.
Shotgun now for Wentz. Flush to his right. And the pressure gets to him again. The Vikings going to use their 3rd and final timeout as the clock shows 50 seconds to play here in half number 1. Here's Cameron Johnston now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. This is brought in at the 21. And that's going to go in the books as a 55-yard punt. Well done. And the Vikings will take over here 1st and 10. The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And you're under a minute to go in the half, a first half that hasn't been particularly kind to you. How do you think they'll play this?
Well, I think the smart approach is to run out the clock, lick your wounds at the half, and see if you can come up with a strategy to play better in the second. But there's also something to challenging your offense right here. You know, hey, guys, you help dig this hole. See if you can get us out of it a little bit before the half runs out. Let's go make some plays.
Ready?
Back to the air on 2nd down. Eason. It's caught. Smith. 4 yards on the completion, and it sets up a third down. Now they'll try to convert on 3rd and 6 after the 4-yard completion. Back to throw. Eason nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Fletcher Cox has now recorded 10 sacks on the season. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game as we send you down to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman has our EA Sports halftime report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3.
Come on, fellas.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. A big hitter to start the drive has him up near midfield here for 1st and 10. The first play of the drive there is incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Hey, we got 4. We got 4 down.
To throw again. Eason. And he's got the hook up to Moore. He'll be taken down at the 48 for a pickup of 2 yards. And now the Eagles going to signal for a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Hey, Delta. On the ball. On the ball.
From the gun, Eason. And he finds his target. It's Sharp. And he has another 1st down as they'll get the ball down to the Eagles' 25-yard line. So from Philadelphia territory now, here's a 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Hey!
Operating from the gun, Eason. And that is intercepted by the Pro Bowl corner Darius Slay. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. That time defensively looked like they showed quite a bit of pressure but backed off, and it proved fruitful. They get the pick.
He went through all of his rules about getting rid of the ball quickly because he read blitz. He saw all those people stacked at the line of scrimmage, and then they fooled him by dropping into coverage.
Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
The Minnesota offense about ready to get this next drive underway. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, that does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Brings up 2nd and 5.
Under 10. Under 10. 10.
Topper! Topper!
Slam. 49.
On second down, it's Cook, and they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. 13 yards as the Vikings pick up the first down.
Sometimes it's hard to believe, but there are times this game is about patience, isn't it? Has had the game he expected, but that run there, that may get him going.
I was just going to say, maybe that gives him a little juice, because you're right, he struggled, especially in that first half.
Yeah, and I know the great ones always think to themselves, just hang in there. I'm just one big carry away from busting this open. That's a good start for him.
What's the old expression, 3 yards in a cloud of dust? In this case, it's dust-covered pellets. It's no longer that old grass that we used to play on, right, and chew it up. Now we've got that artificial surface. You see the pellets go up. Still a nice play by the defense.
The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
Let him know, let him know. Let him know, let him
Go.
know.
Hey, Charlie.
Mike 5-4.
Now.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Eagle pressure, too much this time. Down he goes. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him for his 11th sack of the year. Well, for last week's performance, which was so good, he was named NFC Defensive Player of the Week. He got a lot of praise, and understandably so, from national media. Looking pretty good on that play, too.
And I love what he told us this week before the game. He talked about how much time they spend working on pass rush moves, every position, because anyone could go after the quarterback in their defense, and you can see how they've all absorbed their lessons.
So how about that for a chain mover? They're all the way down inside the 40 now for 1st and 10.
Mike, I'm going to come back to you. I'm going to come back to you. Check 3, check 3. Watch twist, watch twist, watch twist. Twist, twist. Check.
Big grip. Big grip.
Looking to throw. Eason, nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back, because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
He's going to look deep for Edelman. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off down at the 10. He was looking for Edelman there. Boy, so another interception, CD. It feels like he's starting to unravel a little bit.
And as you would expect, still a work in progress here in his 2nd season. He has to start ironing out some of these mistakes, though, because now his head coach, his offensive coaches, they have to evaluate whether you keep playing him and let him work through it, or you start thinking about going to his backup.
Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production, they still have the lead.
Yeah, and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from their lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And that one covered beautifully. Their defenders stayed home, and they'll stop him behind the line. The 2nd down play results in a loss of 2 yards. Big play coming up. Here's 3rd and 10.
I would expect to see some pressure here.
The pressure drops off as they'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He's going to let this go deep for Jackson. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Monte Nicholson picks it. And a huge return as he'll take this one all the way down inside the 30-yard line. Well, when I saw the pressure coming at him, that just looked problematic. Hit him as he threw it, and the interception ensued.
Let me pay homage to the man who stood in this spot before. He always talked about how much pressure is in the face of a guy, and can he step into a throw. And when you can't do that, oftentimes interceptions result.
They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
And that's how you throw for a whole heap of yards in a game. You get efforts like that from your receivers. How about him laying out for that catch?
Yeah, excellent. Makes the quarterback look a whole lot better. Forced out to his left. He'll run it. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
How about a tip of the cap to the defense? They're working against a very mobile quarterback, but all day long they've kept him under wraps. And on that play, they held him to a short gain.
A 10th carry in the game for Cook. And a short pickup there down to about the 9. 2 runs in a row, but only 2 yards to show for it.
Partner, I know we're in a goal-to-go situation, but my goodness. Think about running the ball here. Not even a thought, is it?
Defensively, they're in a prime spot. He's got his man. It's taken in for a Viking touchdown. Julian Edelman with touchdown number 7 on the year, as his guys have cut the lead down to 2. From the gun, Eason. And a big loss here as he's taken down.
They made the decision to go for 2. They didn't get it. They remained down by 2 points. Should they have kicked it there?
Third quarter, I'm okay with it. Maybe first or second, you don't. I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah, again, I keep coming back to, I don't like to chase a lot of points, but I also don't know what kicking an extra point being down 1 does for me.
At their own 23-yard line.
The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. And we return, welcoming you back to Minneapolis. It's been a good one so far, just a 2-point game here as we get set for quarter number 4. That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11. And up to the 35 before they're able to knock him down. 12 yards is the pickup, good for an Eagle first down.
And teams have a tough time running the ball as this one has throughout this game. It's so easy to just say, forget it, let's throw the football. But that's exactly why you stay with the running game. Eventually, you stick with it, you make some adjustments, you often find ways to run the ball better as the game goes on.
And that's caught inside the 35. Touchdown, Philadelphia. 3 touchdown passes now for Carson Wentz. And the Eagles able to push further out in front. I love watching Goodwin play. Of course, everybody knows the story of him being an Olympian. He's a long jumper, right?
Yes.
But you know that he has that athleticism, that big playability.
He certainly does. And not only was he an Olympian as a long jumper, married to a sprinter. How about that for speed in one family? And I love his end zone celebrations now. When he does go deep and beat someone for a touchdown, now he does the long jump as his celebration. Pretty cool deal.
Charles, this one not over, certainly, but you set the magic number earlier in this game at 20 points. Said that they would need to hold them right around that marker under it. What are you seeing here?
Well, that number is still in play because we said, okay, 20 or under gives them a chance to win. Right on pace for being in that range. And guess what? They've got a shot.
Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
I know a retirement ceremony is a rocking chair is often one of the major gifts, but don't give this guy one just yet. He may be plus 30, but my goodness, how about that effort?
Yeah, he's not that old. Hey, I'm on the wrong side of 32.
You okay? You feeling all right?
I'll be all right.
Okay, good.
I just need some chocolate and a box of tissues. Following the good run by Cook, here's another 1st and 10. Operating from the gun, Eason. On the crossing route, that's caught. Julian Edelman. 12 yards there, first down Vikings.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Past the 20. And they will eventually get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. A gain of 39 that time.
He's checking crack. Check 4, check 4. Check.
They'll run with Cook. And he'll get in. Touchdown, Minnesota. Dalvin Cook, his 6th touchdown of the season, as they have now chopped this lead down to 3. And they got the extra point, and the lead is down to 2. Bailey now to kick it away after the touchdown. That'll be taken in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. The Eagles offense set to begin their next drive. They're holding on right now to that slim advantage in a 1-score game. And you hear a lot about 2-minute offense and 4-minute offense. Obviously, the 4-minute offense applies here. How do they run that effectively?
Yeah, really what the 4-minute offense is you're just trying to grind the clock. So you want consistent gains, steady gains. Doesn't have to be big plays, but it has to be plays that gets first downs and keeps the ball away from your opponent.
But certainly throwing the ball is in the mix here.
It certainly is. Just make sure that you're careful with it. And again, get those first downs, keep possession of the football.
Switch it, switch it, switch it. Come on, switch it.
Sunday. This time 7.
Right there. 54, right there, right
61. Matchbox lights.
Come on, D. Tighten up, tighten up.
On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. The tackle made there by Harrison Smith.
All right, that's a decent game there, but it hasn't been his best game overall. So I wonder what the mindset is of his team. Do they want him to handle the football and try and close this game out? Or are they going to make an alternative plan and maybe go in a different direction?
I think they need him, and this is his time to shine.
Sunday.
Check Mike 54.
Mike 3. 218. Chopper.
It's our time, guys. It's our time. Kill.
From the 44, Wentz. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
Eagles coming up here on a 3rd and long, so Wentz and company with some work to do after the sack.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you. It's just me and you. Check safety, check safety. Alert 3, alert 3. Alert 3. Mike 54. Mike 54. Hey, come on now, come on now.
From the gun, it's Wentz. Dancing to his left. Now he'll square up and throw deep left sideline. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down. Critical play in this football game, because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that if they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock, really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. The field position game often so overlooked, but this offense is going to be backed up deep. What an ideal punt.
And now, this stage of the game, when they need the drive to try and put themselves in a position to win it, you talk about going the long field, the very long field. This could be a 99-yard drive if they're able to accomplish it.
On the ready.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And things are starting to move in the right direction. They get the touchdown last drive, then their defense gets them the football back.
Yeah, now they have a chance to get the lead if they can put something together here. And I'm eager to see how they decide to do it. Do they want to be methodical, or do they want to take the big strike and go after it right now? Really shouldn't be a surprise. It's going to be hard to move people in this situation. You know they're going to bring the pressure defensively. So I remember when playing in these spots, and my coaches always say, don't be afraid to try and create a safety, too. They're going to bring pressure.
6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't
Yeah,
they?
when we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time, really honing his game. They expect a pretty good jump out of him as things continue to move on.
Third down, Dalvin Cook. He'll have a first down and more past the 20. And all the way up to the 35-yard line. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. Some good games going on in the early window. This might be the best of the bunch. They run again on first down. Cook. And this will leave him a yard short. Nice pickup of 9 yards on first down.
Not in a position where they absolutely have to rush right now, but they definitely have to pick up the tempo a bit.
Another tote for the workhorse this afternoon. It's Cook. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down.
We all have habits. We can be somewhat predictable, and you know me pretty well on second down and short. What I like to say?
Play action.
Yeah, without a doubt. I thought that was a great spot to call it. Instead, didn't go their way, did it?
Now, defense sold out for the run. Worked out well. Back to throw. And he can't get a throw away. He's taken down. Fletcher Cox in there to drop him as that clock continues to run. This guy is in a zone. Remember, he had a sack hat trick last week. That got him NFC Defensive Player of the Week. Another one right here.
I love how you phrased that, in the zone, because I'm a firm believer that...
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Fletcher Cox, and the Eagles are likely going to win it.
Mike, here we go. 120!
Hey, we got to get this stop here, D. Check your hot read.
They'll run on first down. It's Sanders. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy. I don't know if they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college. And how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time. Ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
A gain of 7 yards. And it's third down. Today's final score.
So fly, Eagles, fly. It's a victory for Philadelphia. And I tell you, this was a fun one. Just a close game. Nothing comes easy in this league, as you know. They had to work for that victory.
I've got to go back to what you just said. Nothing comes easy in this league. How many times have we talked to coaches prior to a game and assessed, the strengths, the weaknesses, the whole deal? Even in games when one coach was a decided favorite, what do they always say to us? But you do know this is really a 7-point league. 7 points either way usually decides a ball game. We had exactly that in this one.
And not only that, but this is a gutsy road victory, one they can hang their hat on. So for the Eagles, they remain as hot as anyone, 6-0 now through the first month and a half. And they'll get another road test next week as they head to Big D to take on the Cowboys. Meanwhile, for the Vikings, the loss will drop them to 4-2 on the year. And they'll look to get back on track next week as they travel up to Detroit to take on the Lions. That'll do it for us. I'm Brandon Gaudin alongside Charles By many accounts, Coach, one of the most underrated home venues in all of the NFL resides in the heart of Nashville, Tennessee, and that's where we find ourselves at Nissan Stadium. The whole of downtown Nashville likely still reverberating with the sounds of the Titans taking the field a moment ago. They're ready for football as their Titans are set to match up with the Indianapolis Colts. The children will groan. It's the final weekend of summer, but we've got the NFL, and we're underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback.
Here we go, set. 60 outlaw. Set. Topper, topper.
The first carry now. This is Johnson. And that's not the start that he was looking for, as he's going to be met and dropped behind the line. Call it officially a loss of 2 on the first play from scrimmage. Second down.
Second and 12 at the 23-yard line.
Ready,
So
set.
the opening play of the drive goes backwards. Now they'll come up on 2nd and 12.
Now.
Out of the gun, Tannehill. He's got Mason complete. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
It's a gain of 7.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Ready, ready.
From the gun on 3rd down, Tannehill. Now this is intercepted. He was trying to get it to Davis. He's picked off at his own 46. And they take over. They'll set up shop at the 46-yard line.
46-yard line.
Set, ready. 60 or.
54. Gotta do better.
Please grip.
Throwing on 1st down. Eason. And he just gets rid of it. Throws it away. A wise move there. Looked like nobody open. Now 2nd down. Got out of the pocket. Didn't look like he had anybody open, Charles, so just gets rid of it.
And a good play by him. If no one's open and you don't have a running lane that you want to take, make the right choice. Get rid of it. Live to fight another down.
Ready, ready.
So after the incompletion on 10.
That's right, baby.
Throwing again. Eason. This one into the hands of Burton. And the stop here will